Hey guys, I'm Kai from Lucas Lane & Royals. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, as promised, I'm going to give you an update on the Fire Pinstripe Axanthic clutch, so stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back, and like I said, we are going to take a look at the Fire Pinstripe Axanthic clutch. For those of you who have been following me, you probably saw the egg cutting video and we hit some great odds, but I may have misidentified one of those hatchlings, and I'm going to correct myself when I show you what they look like now that they're all out of their eggs. Alright, so here's that clutch, and if you haven't seen the egg cutting, I'll put it up here in the corner or down in the description or somewhere, right? Or both. Why not? Let's just put it in both places. So I have here a tub that they're going to be going into. I gotta put some water in here, so this will give them plenty of water so that they can have a lot of humidity in order to shed out. Now, if you saw the egg cutting video, you'll probably know that I was all giddy and happy like a newbie because I thought I had hit 3 Fire Pinstripe Axanthics. And by the way, the chances of hitting a Fire Pinstripe Axanthic is 1 in 8, so 2, 4, 8, right? And I thought I hit 3, so that was crazy. And to be honest, now looking at these, I didn't hit 3. You'll see. I didn't hit 3, but we still killed the odds. I mean, it was crazy awesome odds, and I'm gonna start showing these off to you one at a time. I do have to try to clean them off a little bit because they are still covered in vermiculite, and this water bath that I gave them isn't doing the greatest job. So over here, you know what, I'm gonna get 2 out so you can see the difference, because that's what we do. We do comparisons. When we're not sure what we got, we do comparisons. Now, I do know what I have, especially with these 2, but still, I think comparisons really help with learning to identify genes, which is, at least that's how I learned, which is I just did comparisons. So you can see this one very much looks like a normal. The genes that are involved, Fire, Pinstripe, and Axanthic, very much like a normal. Now, it does have a little bit of a head stamp there, which is pretty darn cool, but still normal. There's variations with normal, so I think this looks like a normal. I think this is a normal, especially when you put it next to this one. You can see the difference in color. You can see that the one on my right is brighter. You can see that the pattern is a little bit different as well, kind of melted in there. So the alien heads and the alien eyes are kind of melted, where this one is very clear and dark. And take a look at this head stamp. You can see that spot there, and like I said, it looks very similar to this one, but lighter and much more pronounced. So normal, and we have a Fire. What's cool about this is that because the mom is an Axanthic, these non-Axanthic looking ones are 100% het for Axanthic. We do have pied in the mix as well, and I'll get to that in a little bit later. So let me get out the next one. All right, and next up we have this one, this nice little pinstripe. So far none of these are Axanthic that I'm showing you, but they are 100% het for Axanthic because of the mom, just like I said earlier. Pinstripe, right? Kind of easy to identify. You have these really thin stripes as opposed to, let's say, this normal. Very dark, thick blacks, right? Okay, so that's a pinstripe. Now, let's move on to some Axanthic stuff. Now we are cooking here. So this is an Axanthic. Obviously Axanthic, you got the silver, the gray, the blacks. I don't know if there's white, but definitely those 3 other tones in here, silver, gray, and black. Check that out. freaking awesome. I love it when they're babies because this to me is the ideal Axanthic color. Unfortunately, when some of these animals get older, and it doesn't really matter what line you work with, whether it's VPI, Joliffe, SK, or TSK, or the MJ line, some of them do brown out, but some of them stay nice and metallic like this. So I was kind of picky with what I want to work with. I have 3 females that stayed very much like this, metallic and grays and silvers and blacks, and I was very wary of bringing in additional Axanthic morphs. There's a little perlite right there. So what is this one? So obviously it's Axanthic. Now let's take a look at this one. It looks very similar to this one, just the difference in color. But what I'm seeing is that head stamp. If you notice, it's light. It's got that little dot in the middle. And guess what? We have this one to compare with. Check that out. So I think this is a fire Axanthic, which is awesome. Now let me get out the next one. And here's the next one. Man, this looks awesome, right? Earlier we have a fire Axanthic. This one is a Pinstripe Axanthic, and I think that's it. I don't see anything else in here, just Pinstripe Axanthic. And this one is super metallic looking, just like the mom. I mean, the mom does not gray out, but brown out a little bit before shed. But once she's shed, she looks just like this, gorgeous. And this one, I'm hoping they're all female, to be honest. I didn't even sex them yet. So super excited to show these guys off. But take a look at that. That is an Axanthic pin. Got an escapee over here. So next I want to bring out another pinstripe. And this is the one that I thought was a fire Pinstripe Axanthic. And you guys let me know. You guys let me know what you think here. So let's put these two side by side. You see how this one is darker? This one is darker, and you can take a look at the colors. You can take a look at the shade right between this and this, right? And that's why I thought this one is a fire Pinstripe Axanthic, and it might be. Let's wait a little bit to see if it brightens up or if it darkens up. We can also take a look at the head stamp and compare that as well. They look identical to me. So right now I'm saying 2 Pinstripe Axanthics. This is the one that I thought had fire when I cut the egg open, but now I am thinking that it might just be with the Pinstripe Axanthic. So let's take the next one out and compare it with this one. All right, so this one, I mean, it's kind of hard to miss on this one. That is a definitely fire Pinstripe Axanthic, and you can see how the pattern is almost melted away, right? You get a lot of, you still get the dorsal striping. Jesus, this guy really wants to go. You still have the dorsal striping, but all the sides have like melted away. Whereas this one, you can still see these lines coming down the side. So that's why I'm thinking this is just a Pinstripe Axanthic. Still an awesome, awesome specimen. And this one, like I said, fire Pinstripe Axanthic. And let's get the last one out because they are identical. But check that out. And over here we have another one. This one's got a little bit more pattern, but because of how light it is, I know it is a fire Pinstripe Axanthic. And you can see towards the tail end, which a lot of them do have a cleaner tail end. You can see towards the tail end that it is also melted away. So check that out. Bam. Got the head underneath. Look at that. Look at that. Still extremely happy, even though I only hit 2. Freaking happy about this. Killed the odds, right? Still killed the odds, because technically I should only have 4 Axanthics. And not only do I have 4, but they're all combinations. Got fire, pin, and we got 1 normal, 1 fire head Axanthic, a pinstripe head Axanthic, like I said, 1 normal head Axanthic. So let's talk about the pied. All right, so this is the sire to that clutch. He is a fire, het for Axanthic, 66% het for pied. And I was really hoping that I will be able to prove him out to be pied this season, but I didn't. But you can see his pied markers, really nice. You can also see the fact that he is going into shed. This guy's always in shed, so he's got that pink belly. He's gonna go into shed. Anyway, if I did prove this one out to be 100% het for pied, that means all the hatchlings from that clutch I just showed you would be considered 50% het for pied. That means they have a 50% chance of being a carrier of that gene. Doesn't mean that they could pass that gene down 50% of the time, although I guess technically that is what it means when they are het. But they are 50%, they could be considered 50% if I had proved this guy out. Now I didn't, so he is still going to be considered 66%, although even though he has those awesome pied markers, all the hatchlings of that clutch would just be considered possible het for pied. So that's just how it goes. So hopefully next year, if I breed this guy and I prove him out, I can then change the label on all of those hatchlings to be 50%. But for now, they are all listed as possible. So he is going into shed. I'm gonna put him back and let him do his thing. So even though I misidentified one of those hatchlings while it was in its egg, I'll tell you this clutch is still much better than what I had expected. Not only did we get great results in terms of hitting visuals, but we got great results in terms of those visuals and visual combos being females. So like I said, that is absolutely awesome. I'll be able to build up my Axanthic collection and push forward with my Axanthic projects. So that about wraps it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to this channel and you want to be informed of future uploads, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. As always, thanks for watching. Please share, and I'll see you guys next time.